Hey there, welcome to or welcome back to No Pants Profits. My name's Richard and I'm coming to you from inside the casino on the Carnival celebration at, God knows, 4:24 in the morning. Now why am I doing this is because I just did something for the past 4, 5, 6 hours for you, the watchers. I made a video the other day, linked above, that talked about the casino in general. And now I want to talk about the tables, but I want to talk about a specific type of table here, and we're going to go full into depth. I've been playing these specific types of tables. Well, there's 3 types we're going to talk about for the last 6 hours. I have data on how many points you get, what you should expect to lose, what you should bet, and everything like that. So join along with me. Again, we're just going to look at these tables we're not going to talk about. Roulette. I love roulette. It's a sucker game. I love it. I know how to play it, but I'm not going to teach you how to play it on this video. I am not a blackjack fan at all. So we got blackjack tables here, and we've got another blackjack table here, which I know that's got the second best odds in the casino of all the table games, and the best odds are in roulette. But roulette is no fun to talk about at an empty table. Again, we've got another blackjack table and stuff like that. But what I know, what I love to play is poker. So what I want to do is I want to spend the next 20, 30 minutes or so talking to you about the 3 different poker games that are available on all Carnival cruises. We're going to talk about UTH, or Ultimate Texas Hold'em. They don't really call it that. They call it Heads Up Hold'em. We'll talk about those 3 tables. So they'll call it Heads Up Hold'em. We are going to talk about 3-card poker. You'll see right here they call it 3-card Prime, not Amazon Prime. It doesn't deliver that quick, but we will talk about where Prime's involved. And we're going to talk about a game that everybody in the casino seems to hate called Let It Ride. Now, why am I going to talk about these 3 games? Well, because I have mastered what it takes to play these 3 games. Does that mean I've won? No, it's a goddamn casino. Nobody wins in a casino other than the house. You might win once, but when you win, you leave the casino. So what we're going to talk about the different bets, how you should bet. Something that's important, I'll tell you. Just standing at this podium right here, and I can now talk about the podium. You know, standing at this podium right here is usually a pit boss. And what do? Well, they input what you're playing on every hand right here into an Excel file. I got a picture of that. I'll blur names if you can view them. But they input an Excel file, and I will ask them, how many points does it get? And what do they say? The computer does that for us. We don't know. Different languages, different accents, stuff like that. But that's literally what they say. We've got a C day coming up tomorrow. Casino is going to open. The tables are going to open again at 10. The slots and stuff are still actually open here. But, you know, I want to talk about the tables. Specifically about the tables. And since they're closed, I don't see any problem to do it. So let's go ahead and let's start with UTH, or Ultimate Texas Hold'em. I want to talk about the baseline of the game. Now, I don't have cards or anything like that. I do have in my pocket, back here, 2 $5 chips. Now, all of these 3 games we're about to talk about are played with $5 chips. They're played with different amounts of $5 chips. I'm going to tell you how I played them. I played each of these games for at least an hour, and I played the minimum I could on the table while covering the maximum number of bets, if that makes sense. So let's talk first about Ultimate Texas Hold'em, or as Carnival calls it, Heads Up. What do they call that? Heads Up Hold'em. So, Heads Up Hold'em, Texas Hold'em, very easy. In order to play the game, the minimum you have to do is you have to play $5 on the odds, $5 on the ante. So it's a $10 minimum to get 2 cards in your hand. Now, the $10 minimum, technically, $100 maximum. You can do anything in between. So you've got a $10 minimum, and what you're going to get is you are going to get 2 cards that are going to come out right here. You're going to have 5 cards that are going to come out on the table. So what you're making is you're making the best hand with 7 potential cards in poker. So 5-card poker hand, your best 5-card poker hand with 7 cards. Now, This is important because we're going to talk about 6-card poker hands and 3-card poker hands and 5's normal, and all kinds of different card poker hands. So things are going to get weird, but this is very simple. There's going to be 5 cards right there in the middle. You're going to have 2 cards in your hand. The dealer's going to have 2 cards in your hand. Very simple, right here. All you want to do is beat the dealer. You'll see your 2 cards. When you see your 2 cards, before you see any of those other 5 cards, you have the ability, well, let me see if I can get that. You have the ability to raise your bet by 3. So if you put $5 right there, you put $15 behind it, you can get paid out on that $15, paid out on that $5. Cool. When you see the first 3 cards, you still don't see the dealer's cards. You'll see the dealer cards at the end. You are only playing the dealer. You're not playing anyone else at the table. And here's the important thing. Sharing your cards with other people at the table is discouraged, but kind of allowed, as long as you're not openly doing it. Because, yeah, it gives you a little bit of an advantage to know what you're chasing, but there's still a house edge. We're going to talk about the house edge, because I think that's important to know the house edge, because I've been playing this game for hours. I don't want to tell you how much I've won/lost/ we'll get there. But essentially here, if you see those first 3 cards and you like your cards, if you've got a $5 bet there, you could put $10 there. If your cards beat the dealer's cards, which are going to show right there, then what they're going to do is they're going to pay you back $5 here, even money, and they're going to pay you back $10 there. Now, once you see all 5 of the cards that are in the middle, you still won't see those 2 dealer cards. But once you see all 5 of those cards that are in the middle, you can only do 1 times your bet. So when you do 1 times your bet, you put $5 there, you get paid $5. This is considered basically an even money game. Basically, if the dealer beats you, think of it almost like blackjack, but there's some metrics where it's kind of worse than blackjack. We'll talk about that. But if the dealer beats you, that's the important thing. If the dealer beats you, then you lose. If you tie the dealer, then hey, it's a push. That's the reality there of this game. I wish I could show it to you live per se, but I really can't because they don't like them in here live. But when the tables are dead, hey, I'm just helping promote things. So that is the first baseline of this game, but there's so much more. Now, for the dealer to beat you, it's where it's going to get interesting. There must be at least a pair on those 5 cards right there, or the dealer have cards that make a pair. If the dealer has less than a pair, you are going to get this money back. This is how you lose money over time. Because if you lose to the dealer, you lose to the dealer. If the dealer doesn't qualify, they'll push that back to you. And instead of getting paid on here, so that would be the bet you get paid for on there, instead of getting paid on here, you just get paid on here, and that gets rebated back to you. That's an important factor. Now, that rebates back to you if you have nothing, but if you have something, if the dealer doesn't qualify, it's reducing your potential payout. It's giving it back to you, not a big deal, but reducing your potential payout. Here's the thing. That game I just showed you, ante and odds, right there, that's essentially even money game. Either you win or you lose. Remember, you're not playing all these fools. These people are your friends. You should be very happy. And you're going to learn in a minute why you want these people to be your friends. Because the louder and prouder they are of what you have, the easier your life actually becomes. Again, I've only had 1 dealer playing here for 5 days that's like, oh, casino discourages sharing, or doesn't allow sharing. Now, there are some games, the third game we're going to talk about is a lot stricter in sharing. And we'll talk about why, because you can make a lot more if you know what's on the table in those. But the actual even odds game, it's not where the money is here. The money, my friends, is in the sucker bets. So there are essentially 4 sucker bets on this table. What do I mean by sucker bets? It means they're longer shots than most, but they're not crazy long shots. Let's talk about the first one. This is called the pocket bonus. Now, on Carnival, this is all going to be the same. Different places have variances of this. The pocket bonus is if you get a pocket pair. So I told you get 2 cards. Let's say you get 2 2s. If you get 2 2s and you have $5 bet here on the pocket bonus, you will get paid back your initial 5 plus $25 more because it pays 5 to 1. Now, again, if you have $10 there, you'll get back $50. You know, that's the reality. It pays 5 to 1. Makes sense there. Then you have ace face. So an ace with any other face card. So an ace with a jack, queen, or king that are not the same suit will pay you 10 to 1. On that same bet, an ace face suited. So an ace with any other card. So an ace of hearts and a 10 of hearts, an ace of hearts and a jack of hearts, an ace of hearts and a queen of hearts, an ace of spades and a queen of spades will pay you 20 to 1. And pocket rockets or 2 aces is going to pay you 25 to 1. That's the important thing to understand. That is this bet right here. You can play this on every hand. I recommend you do, because here's the funny thing. On this game, this poker game, the money is not here. This is even money. The money isn't hitting things like pocket rockets. Now, there is another bet that's interesting. This is only what's in your hand. We're late enough in the video. This is like the masturbation of this game. This is in your own hands. And then this one's available kind of with everyone. It's called Trips Plus. So Trips Plus is kind of an interesting game overall. You can see the cleaning crew has shown up. It's kind of amusing. Trips Plus is an interesting game overall because if you were to put your $5 here, again, you do have to play down here as well in order to play this. This does change in game 2 we're going to be talking about. But with Trips Plus, if you have trips, and that can be on the board, so 3 cards that are all the same, not the exact same. There's only a single deck here. That's important. All 3 of these games are only played with a single deck, but they're actually played with 2 decks, and there's this evil machine that shuffles them called the Shuffle Master. And you'll see he's right here. But it just shuffles 2 decks at a time. Whoop. That didn't like me. It just shuffles 2 decks at a time. So if you get trips, you can't get trips in your hand. You can have a pair in your hand, which would get you paid on the pocket bonus, and you can have one more showing in your 5 cards right there. If you get trips, you get paid 3 to 1. So you get paid $15 on a $5 bet. If you have a straight, which is 5 cards in a row, you get paid 5 to 1. If you have a flush, which is 5 cards of the same color and suit, important, same color and shape, you get paid 8 to 1. You got a full house, so that's 3 of a kind and a pair. You get paid, you get paid 6 to 1 on a flush. You get paid 8 to 1 on a full house. You get paid 30 to 1 on quads, so 4 of the same number card. You get paid 40 to 1 on a straight flush and 100 to 1 on a royal flush. That's those bets on the table. But there's also some other scenarios, and this happens from time to time, something called a bad beat. What's a bad beat? Let's say you have a straight flush, right? You've got a straight flush, and what a straight flush is you have ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're all hearts. That's going to become beneficial in a few moments when we talk about the last sucker bet. But say you have ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the dealer has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The dealer beats you on this even odds right here. On the thing where you're putting 2 right there, the dealer beats you. But it's called a bad beat, and you actually get paid 500 to 1. Now, 500 to 1, if we watch the other video, 500 to 1 is a tax form. You really don't want that, because 300 to 1 or less, you don't get a tax form on the table. They're just chips, and you walk away. If you have $2.99 or less, you don't get a tax form. 300 or more, you do get a tax form. So you've got wins that you get on this odds. So these are not just even odds we're talking about, but it's kind of a long shot that you can get any of these wins right here. You'll see straights, flushes, full houses, things like that. But if you do get beat by the dealer's hand, strangely, it's actually better to get beat in this game sometimes than not to get beat. It's called a bad beat. Now there is one more real suckery hand. Now, why do I call these sucker hands? I want to talk about this. These, you're playing even odds. Over time, you're not going to make money here. Over time, you're going to lose money here playing these if they don't hit, but they work almost like a slot machine. And you get rated for points almost like a slot machine if you start playing those. But these right here, these two circles generally light up. There's one that's red here, and there's one that's blue here. And what is this? It's the Super Sucker Bet. You might say, Rich, what the hell are you talking about? Super Sucker Bet. Well, all three of these tables have another bet that you can do that's actually insured, who would have thunk, by a third party. And that's the Super Sucker Bet. It's on this screen right here. Now these are fixed bets. So if you put $5 right here on that guy, you'll see there's my $5. And I get a full house, which is a 3 of a kind and a pair, I get $50. If I have $10 there, I get $100. If I have 4 of a kind, now that full house can be your hand and the board. That's important when we're talking here. If you have 4 of a kind, that is $500 if you've got that $5 bet. If you have a straight flush, which I've actually gotten multiple times, you get $12.50. Now, why is that useful? Well, because if you were to get $12.50 literally right there at one of the slot machines, guess what? Tax form. But at the table, the cool thing is, it's not a tax form till the numbers get cuckoo, luku, nutty. So, when do they start getting nutty? Well, they start getting nutty with the royal flush, because that 5,000 is above 300 to 1. That's 1,000 to 1 payout. Now you'll notice these $5, $10 jackpots are just kind of doubled there, 50,000, 100,000. If you get a flopped royal flush, meaning your royal flush comes out in the first 3 cards there and the first 2 cards in your hand, you get $50,000. And yes, that's a tax form. And if you get a flopped royal flush that happens to be hearts, you get, if you're playing $5, you get $114,673. This actually runs across all the Carnival fleet. Well, you might even see it go up while we're talking. And if you're doing a $10 jackpot, you get $203,636. And you're going, hey, Rich, all the other numbers are double, but that $10 number is not double, right? So since that $10 number is not double, I wouldn't play the $10 sucker bet. The $10 sucker bet is right here. You have to go like that and put 2 $5 chips to play the $10 sucker bet. Now, the question a lot of people have, I've talked about this game, is how many points does this game get you, and what are you going to lose over time? I will tell you, this is the first of 3 games, and I played this game for 1 hour, and then I played it again for another hour. So I played it for exactly 2 hours, but I chopped it up and I got the number of points. In the first hour, I got 200 points. In the second hour, I got 181 points. Why the variance? Here's the interesting thing. The first hour I was playing, there were less people at the table, so more hands were actually dealt. When you sit down, they will tap your card in. Let's do it real quick. So when you sit down, they will tap your room key in right here. And this is counting the number of hands. Oh, it's on. That's counting the number of hands that you play. So every time there's a hand played, it does that. And the pit bosses here are marking down what you're playing. Whether you're playing the sucker bets, whether you're playing different things like that, they're marking down what you're playing, and that calculates how many points you get. And it's just based on the number of hands. I will tell you, at this table, the first hour I played, I got 200 points in exactly an hour, which was 1.4 points per dollar lost. So I brought $500 to the table. I left with $360 in an hour, so I lost $140. Did that division. All these numbers are going to be below, but it paid me out 200 points in an hour. And the second time, where there were more people at the table, so less hands got dealt, it paid me out 181 points in an hour, and I lost a lot more. I lost $230, so that only paid me 1.27 points per dollar lost. With chips, it's really hard to tell you per dollar wagered, because chips just kind of recycle themselves. But realistically, on this table, over 2 sessions, you're going to make about 200 points an hour. What does that mean? Well, let's make math easy. Let's say you need 1,600 points to get drinks on us from Carnival, which we talked about in another video. But once you get to 1,500 points, but we're going to make life easy, you have to play for 8 hours to get Carnival to comp your drinks on this table right here. That's the important math. That is Ultimate Texas Hold'em, or Heads Up Texas Hold'em, as they call it, and that is my favorite of the 3 poker games here. But you know, there's thinking. You have to decide. You have to say, do I want to do a 1 times? Do I want to do a 2 times? Do I like my hand? Look, I generally, people think I'm crazy. I generally don't even 3x my bet if I get pocket aces. Why? Because I'm a cautious gambler. I know you're like, the hell is a cautious gambler? What is that? I've never heard of a cautious gambler. But you have to be aware. You have to actually do some actions and stuff in this game. And in doing actions in this game, as the free drinks keep flowing, guess what happens to your ability to make conscious and good decisions? They go away. So once I drink too much, I embark. Well, I migrate. Just keep swimming like Nemo. I migrate from the 3-card poker table. Hold on. I migrate from the Ultimate Texas or Heads Up Hold'em table over to 3-card. And you know what's funny? There's a lot more going on here. But there's a level of autopilot you can play with here that you can't really play with on the UTH, because you have to make decisions on UTH. If you want to play this game, here's the cool thing. You can play it without having to make a decision. And then we'll talk about the last game, which is Let It Ride, which the decision is super friggin' easy. But let's talk about this game, UTH. So, not UTH, 3-card. So this is 3-card. There's a couple different bets you can do. Technically speaking, the only bet you have to do, you see there's a $5 minimum. So technically speaking, the only bet you have to do is $5 on that guy right there. And if you do $5 on that guy right there, some of them, I think they might, I never bet that. They might make you bet $10 right there. But if you bet right there with your $5 minimum, you're playing even odds. But you're just playing against the dealer. When I am impaired enough to want to come over and play 3-card, I'm not saying it's a stupid person game. UTH is the poker game to play, and unfortunately, they don't have player versus player on a real table on Carnival ships. They have a digital table on some ships. They don't have a digital table on this ship, and the digital table takes like a 15% rake, and the digital table is absolutely insane. But going back to it, when I want to not really think, I'll come over and I'll play 3-card, and here's what I'll play. You can play only the bonuses. What they require you to do if you're going to play only the bonuses, you have to put $10 on Pair Plus, but you don't have to play the dealer. So you can play just like that. $10 on Pair Plus, and here's what you're betting on. You're going to get 3 cards. Not 5, not 2, just 3. And if your 3 cards have a pair in them, then you get paid back 1-to-1 on that pair. Basically, you double your money. If there's a flush in those 3 cards, you'll get paid back 3-to-1. If there's, so flushes all the same color and shape, straight, you'll get paid back 6-to-1, which is in a row, in a correct row, not in a crazy row. And you'll even get paid back on the ante. Can't explain the game? Oh, really? Even when it's closed? Okay. I thought when it was closed, it was okay.
We are not closed, actually.
Okay. So I had to stop recording because some slot technician came over and screamed at me for recording, because even though the tables weren't open, the casino was open. I wasn't showing anything in the casino. But what I'm going to do, he said I can come back on the morning of debarkation, which will be when they're closed, and I can finish filming that, and we're going to pick up exactly where we left off, which I think was the, what are we talking about? We were talking about the trips bet on 3-card poker. So we're going to pick up at trips. We'll talk about pocket bonus. We'll talk about the sucker bet on 3-card poker, and we will talk about Let It Ride. So unfortunately, I've got to pause it for now, but we've explained UTH, and we will revisit the other ones in a Magic Time Machine format 2 days from now on the morning of debarkation. We'll even keep, I got more Carnival cruises planned, so I'm going to hold on to my 2 chips. But I'm going to play for the next 2 days. And if anything changes on that Ultimate Texas Hold'em or whatever they want to call it, I will definitely let you know. But trust me, this video is not over for now and not over quite yet. I do want to show you the rest of what's going on in the Carnival Casino. Just for some reason, even though the tables are closed, the slot technician saying I can't film right now, even though San Juan was perfectly fine. So I will see you the morning of debarkation, and we'll continue with we're going to talk about Let It Ride, which I'm going to play a lot more. So this actually works because I'm not going to lie, Let It Ride is kind of the game I like best for getting points. It's not the game I like best for playing, but the game I like best for getting points because you push more often than anything else. And we'll talk about the other bets that are on 3-card. So we will pick it up. We'll go back over trips. So right after this, you're going to see a Magic Time Machine. You'll probably see me with the same hat on, different shirt on, and we'll talk about 3-card. We'll talk about Let It Ride. We'll work the numbers on there. So stay tuned for part 2, but even though part 2 is going to follow in this video right now. All right, now we are back for part 2. So thank you, Pastor Richard. It is 2 days later. We are docked at the Port of Miami. It is 6:53 a.m. and the casino is officially closed. Therefore, we are good to shoot our video. Isn't that cool? Since I last saw you, got 2 free cruises on Carnival, one for me, one for my dad. Free cruises are like candy for me, but hey, my dad got one from the casino, and we can take that and we can match that to all the other cruise lines. And basically, my dad never has to pay for a cruise again. He just doesn't understand that fact yet. But I've turned him into a degenerate gambler, and I hit a late night $15,000 jackpot. Why am I telling you about it? Well, not because I'm a moron specifically, but I hit that late night jackpot, and I got a tax form for it, so IRS already knows. So let's go on. We stopped when we were talking about 3-card poker. And I still have, my dad's like, you're an idiot for doing this. I still have $10 in casino chips, which I can't cash in. They're practically worthless right now. The good news is they'll go with me to Jubilee or wherever I go on to next to gamble. I don't plan on not sailing on Carnival anymore. So cute mementos that can be turned into $10. Let's start 3-card from scratch. So this is 3-card poker. We're sitting at a table right here. UFC. You've got the minimum to play on this game right there. You can play $5 every hand. Here's the thing. It's even money. So if you play $5, if you want to play, you put another $5 there, and you got $10 on the table. And if you win, it pays you back. The reason that you don't want to do this is over time doing this, you're going to lose money. This table is kind of like, imagine if you were to put red and black here, like roulette. So you got a red roulette, you got a black roulette there, you get even money. But there's a green. Well, that makes it not even 50-50. It makes the odds of playing this game worse than 50-50 at this table, because the dealer only qualifies with a queen or better, and the ante pays 1-to-1, and the play pushes. So if the dealer does not have a queen or better, they're not qualified, and the play pushes, and basically you get your money back. You don't even double if the dealer doesn't qualify. So yeah, it's actually kind of worse than 000 roulette to play that ante-play. It's not 50-50. It's about like 42% odds there, 43% odds. So you really don't want to play even money at 43% odds. It's just, So what you can do instead is they will allow you to come to this table and play the minimum bet of pair plus, which we've got pair plus right here. Well, cruise director's talking. Let me let him talk maybe for 20 seconds. I'll be back. All right. So like I said, here you're worse than a push, and you're only going to double your money on ante and play. So you can come to the table and play just what we call the sucker bets. I will tell you, it is a sucker bet. I mean, realistically, I have my numbers. Let me look it up. When I played this, the couple times I played this, I got an average of I put 255 on the table, and no, I put 425 on the table. And again, I'm looking at the data I have here. 425 on the table, took 255 out, so I lost $170. Got 197 points an hour and 1.15 points per dollar lost. So realistically, this is the worst of the games unless you hit a bonus. So you can play $10 here, and that's the pair plus. Essentially, that is what is in your hand right here. If you get a pair, it pays 1-to-1. So you get 3 cards. I don't know if I said that. It's 3-card poker. You get 3 cards. So if you have any pair in your hands in 3 cards, you basically double that money. If you've got a flush, you triple the money. If you've got a straight, you make 6 times the money. 3 of a kind, 30 times the money. Straight flush, 40 times the money. Also, that's where I put the dealer tip right there, every hand I want to play, because the house would rather play with you. Over here, I did not talk about that. On the Heads Up Hold'em, they have something called Trips Plus, and that's where I put the dealer tip right next to there. You just get a $1 chip, and you put it right there. So, if you got pair plus, you got trip plus. They're similar. That is a very interesting bet. It's one that time in the market beats timing the market. Also, you're not playing the dealer. It's nice. I like when you're not playing the dealer. So you put your $10 on pair plus. That's the minimum. If you're playing the ante right here, you could play, well, if you're playing the actual game, the real sucker game, you're gonna lose money over time because you're only making even money, and it's worse than chance because it's like 000 roulette. Well, worse than 000 roulette, just slightly. But right up here, where the money's made is when this hits something nice. You know, you start hitting a straight in your hand, you're making 6 times. You're making $60 on a straight in hand, and that'll keep you alive for quite a long time. Now, here's the thing. You have to play there, but there are some other sucker bets on the table that I want to talk about. So you can also, while you're playing here, you can have $5 over here on Prime. Now, not Amazon Prime, but this is called Prime. All Prime means is that they're all the same color. The suit does not matter. It's just that they're all the same color. So they're all red or they're all black. So your 3 cards, you flip them over. Hey, if your 3 cards are all red, hey, you're good. Now let's introduce into this sucker bet the dealer's cards. Here's the cool thing. If you're just playing here, 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 and we'll talk about there, you are playing with the dealer and not against the dealer. So you get 4 times, if let's say all of my cards are red, right here, my 3 cards I get, and the dealer's 3 cards are red, I actually get 4 times on that. So I'll get $20, and that's all that bet is. I found over time, that's sometimes worth it, and it's not to make money. It's more to keep you alive for longer. Because when it hits, it probably hits once every 5 or 6 hands. You'll hit the same color in your hand, and once every like 15 hands, you'll hit 6 of the same color. That one's kind of about preservation of capital, and we will get a lot more to preservation of capital when we make it over to Let It Ride. So trust me, we'll get there. So the next thing you can play is you can play what's called all 6, which is your 3 cards plus the dealer's 3 cards, and you pick the best 5-card hand. So essentially you throw 1 card out. And if you're doing all 6 and you're playing trips, since the odds go up, so this is, in this game, the things that are harder to get are obviously going to pay out more. So all 6 starts at a higher payout. If you have a pair in your hand, so let's say you have a pair in your hand, and let's say the dealer has one of your pair, well, you get paid 5-to-1. If you have a pair in your hand and the dealer has 2 of your pair, you get 50-to-1. But here's the cool thing. You also get paid on pair plus. So you get paid if you were play, because you have to play player plus. Let's say you had 3 of a kind in your hand. You had 3 of a kind in your hand, you get 30 to 1, plus the all 6 hand, you're going to get for 3 of a kind, you're going to get 5 to 1, so you're going to get 35 to 1, and those are 2 separate bets. Now remember, we don't mind anything up until that one. That 1,000 to 1 is a tax form, and yes, like I said, I do have a tax form from my jackpot that I won at 3:17 in the goddamn morning after the tables closed, and I decided I wanted to play slots. And yeah, unfortunately, that's on me. But here's what we've got. We've got trips between your 3, dealer's 3. So you get 6 cards to play a 5-card poker hand, a 5-card straight, 5-card flush, full house, quads. So full house is a pair and trips. Quads is quads, 4 of the same card. Straight flush is like prime, but better. All the same color, all the same shape, and numbered in order. And a royal flush is all the same color, all the same shape, numbered in order. 10, jack, king, queen, king, and ace. So that's what you've got there. Also, if you are playing the ante, there's a slight bonus for a straight flush, but over time, honestly, that's not going to make a thing. But when we're talking about sucker bets, the ultimate sucker bet here is on this screen. We talked about it over in UTH, but they have Ultimate Texas Hold'em, or whatever the hell they want to call it, Heads Up Hold'em. You've got this right here. And these are actually insured by a third party. You'll notice, just like Ultimate, you'll see the $5. The $10 is less than 2 times the $5 everywhere there, because they only go up when someone plays them. So people know not to play this one. So you should not play the $10 one. But essentially, you've got these 2 bets right here. If you put $5 here, you're qualified for this left side here. If you put $10 here, you're qualified for the right side. Which don't play. Don't ever put the $10 there, especially on Carnival. But what you'll see here is you'll see that if you get 2 pair, 3 of a kind, a straight, a flush, a full house, 4 of a kind, anything like that, you get paid out. But here's what's important. There are two other cards at play here. So the dealer will deal out everyone their 3 cards. So 3 card, 3 card, 3 card, 3 card. Wait, hold on. Let's point it down. 3 card, 3 card, 3 card, 3 card, 3 card, 3 card, 3 card. And so they deal everyone their 3 cards. They get 3 cards. If you're playing the dealer, hey, you're playing the dealer. If you're playing with the dealer, which is what we're talking about when we're talking about all 6, then you are, I love these because you're just an autopilot, but essentially there's another jackpot community cards. She'll deal 3 there, he or she, sorry, and will toss off the first card. So, yep, they'll deal 3, toss off the first card. So that's really where the money is in this game, is your 3 cards in your hand, plus 2 cards out there, one of them goes in the shoe, and you got your 3 cards plus 2 cards, and it's the best poker hand that lies up on this board. So if you've got 2 pair, 3 of a kind, now you can't have 2 pair in your hand because you only have 3 cards. You can have 3 of a kind in your hand. And if you have 3 of a kind and you've got $5 there, you get paid out $40. Here's the cool thing though, they're combinable. So let's just pretend you've got 3 of a kind in your hand. You get paid out $40 from there. You get paid out for trips on all 6. You get paid out for 3 of a kind in pair plus. You don't get paid out here because we're not playing the ante. And 3 of a kind can't all be the same color because that's not how it works. There's only 2 sets of colors. And due to that fact, you can make back your entire bankroll hitting that once. This is a game about time in the market, not timing the market. You will eventually hit something nice. The question is how deep you are when you hit that's something nice. I think that's the important factor to understand. But the nice thing is, if you're betting these bets right here, again, the sucker bet, real sucker, don't bet the super stupid sucker bet. But if you're betting this one right here, you're betting pair plus. Oh, you're betting pair plus. You're betting prime. Yeah, that's the real super. That's the normal sucker bet. This is the super sucker bet. You're betting pair plus, which is one you have to bet. You're betting prime. You're betting all 6. Look, it's a casino. Over time, you're going to lose money. But what you're doing is when it hits, it's actually going to bounce you up. You're gonna get a trampoline up. So, you might put in $200 into these sucker bets, but one of these hits, just like we did the math, you're making your $40 for 3 of a kind, meaning it could be 2 in your hand, 1 in that side hand, 1 in your hand, and a pair on that side hand. You're making $40 there. You're making, again, we're talking minimum, 3 of a kind 5. So essentially that is a $25. Plus you've got 3 of a kind in pair plus, so 30. So I mean, we're looking at 35 times your bet. That's the magic. And your bet is 5. Actually, your bet is 3 of a kind. Let's do the math. Calculator. So and I that's happened to me. So you get 30 times 5. So you get $150 on pair plus when that hits. If you get trips, then you add $25. Then you add 3 of a kind $40. That single hit is $215. So that's the trick. Now, you're not playing the dealer. This is the perfect game for getting shit-faced, okay? Casino's buying you drinks. The dealer literally does all the work here, and you're playing with them. If I'm too drunk to care, I'm coming and playing 3-card. 3-card was my game on Virgin Voyages because the only place you drink for free, they have no drink packages. Once you're known as a casino player, you can drink for free in the casino. So I call this table my slot machine. Honestly, I come over here when I don't want to deal with goddamn slot machines. It pays good points, pays about 200 points an hour. I'll come over there when I don't want to play slots, sit at the table, and get drunk. Yeah, it's going to be online, no pants profits. I want to sit at the table. I want to get drunk. They'll keep bringing me my pool water. That's a Blue Long Island. We've been calling it pool water at this table, and everyone's having a good time because here's the thing. You think I tell everyone at this table how to play this game? Yeah. You know who told me how to play this game? The manager of Virgin Voyages told me how to play this game. The casino manager at Virgin Voyages said, hey, if you just want to sit, get drunk, have a good time, you play 3-card. And I was like, cool. Now, Carnival is one of the few places that's actually added Prime, free 2-day shipping. No, that color game. And you don't have to play it. All you have to pay to play is pair plus. So essentially, you need pair plus to hit every about 6 hands, 7 hands in order for you to stay afloat. You need pair plus to hit. Prime, it helps. This all 6, it helps. But they're not going to hit every single hand. So again, in this game, time in the market beats timing the market. I think that is the important thing. But I really do love 3-card primes. It's my drinking game. So I mean, how can I not love my drinking game? So between 3-card prime and Ultimate Texas, the payout's better here. Honestly, the payout's slightly better here. It's a much slower bleed. I'm not saying you're going to win. I'm saying it's a much slower bleed. The payout's better on the Ultimate Texas, or what do they want? Heads up hold'em. The payouts, you'll see, for a full house, $50 there. I think for the full house, because your odds are a lot higher over here. In a bad way, a full house pays out $250 because you're playing over there. You're playing with 7 cards. Over here, you're playing with 5 cards. Your 3 plus the bonus you've got right here. Trust me, I'd love to show this to you with cards, but I'm sure, look, they're okay with me showing this to you with the casino chips. But if I start bringing cards here, they're going to say I'm like running an illegal casino game. So, I mean, if I just want to get drunk, don't want to make a decision, don't want to do the math on this table, which, it's a friendly table, so sharing is encouraged. Your odds go up about 7% on this bet when you're sharing. But I think the important thing to understand is why they don't care if you talk or not. The money on heads up hold'em is actually made on those sucker bets. So, realistically, even that 7% odds, it's going to keep you at the table for longer. It's going to be a slower bleed. Like I said, slower bleed over here. But of these games, this is the one that takes the most brain power. Now, everyone was talking shit about this one game when I was playing at the Texas table, heads up hold'em, and I was playing at the 3-card table. And everybody said, let it ride! Let it ride is a terrible game, they said. And I say, poo-poo your asthma. That is a reference to Lord of the Flies, if you're literary. I say, poo-poo your asthma, because I actually like the game. And this one preserves your wealth more while you wait for something to hit. I think that is the important factor. So let's talk about this game. I don't have enough chips to actually play this game, literally, because I don't have, let me see what I have. Here. We're going to use like random room keys and gas cards. All right. Room keys and gas cards. Okay. What do I got? Okay. Cool. So, room keys and gas cards. What do I mean by that? Because I need more than 2 chips to show it. So, right now, these are going to identify a $5 chip. Everything here at this table is now a $5 chip. So in order to play this game, you put $5 right there. Again, $5 on each of them. And what you are looking at, you get 3 cards. This is kind of a derivation of 3-card poker, but an interesting derivation of 3-card poker. So where the derivation of 3-card poker comes is you are trying to get your 3 cards plus the 2 cards on the table. The dealer's literally here just for giggles. This is kind of the masturbation of games. Now, it's not as brainless as 3-card. Let's be very clear. It's not as brainless as 3-card. I love 3-card because 3-card is completely and utterly brainless. But essentially, you are looking for a pair of 10s or better. So if you flip your card over and you have a pair of 2s, it's cute. But here's what's cool. You can take money off the table. So you flip your cards over, you have a pair of 2s, you're not happy with it. You go this action. It's really weird. It's not a hit or anything like that. You go this action, the dealer will come from this way, push that chip back towards you. That is money now off the table. So you started with a $15 bet, you're now down to a $10 bet. Again, you're looking at your 3 cards. If you have a pair of 10s or better, you yell, let it ride! If not, and if you do, you got a pair of 10s or better, 1, 2, 3, you got $15 there, you're going to get paid $5 there, $5 there, $5 there. It's really stupid simple. Now, if you've got something better, it'll come along the way. So, if you've got a pair in your hand, let's say you have a pair of kings, and you say, let it ride. So you got a pair of kings, you yell, let it ride, and the first card that comes out, you didn't take your money back because you already won. Once you have a pair 10 or higher, you're good. Card comes out there, it's another king. You now have 3 of a kind. So you're going to get paid $15 on every one of those $5 bets. Make sense? Cool. So, and then it keeps going up. So this is your hand plus the 2 on the table. So you'll see 1, and if you don't like your hand, you can go like that. Dealer will push that back. You can see 2, and if you don't like your hand, she'll push the second one back, or he or she will push the second one back. Now, you put $15 up, but you're really only playing $5 a hand on this table to see your 5-card hand. The thing is, when you're pulling it back, you're not getting paid on the money you pull back if it eventually hits. So there is some intelligence needed. So let's say you have the beginnings of a flush. You've got 3 of the same cards in your hand. We'll get to this in a minute. But say you got 3 of the same cards in your hand. We're at the beginning of the flush. We got 3 of the same cards in our hand. It's the same color and shape. Sorry, not the same cards. We're going to get paid on the bonus, which we'll get to in a minute. But realistically, you might want to see your next card for free because you're only getting paid on a flush if it's a 5-card flush. So you can see that card, and all they're going to do is scoot back your $5. So you say wave, they scoot that back. Now, let's say you've got 3 hearts in your hand. That first card there is heart. You might want to say, let it ride, because you will get paid out for your flush 8-1, you get paid out for your flush on both pay lines. So you'll make $16. Now let's be honest. That never happened to me. I played this game for about 5 hours. That never happened to me. But this game is all about the preservation of capital, because you can take back. Look at this. I can if I have nothing. Let's say I have dog shit. Remember, let's say I have two twos, and a 7, because 2 7's a shitty poker hand. I can go like that. I take that back, and then I lose my free pint, which I paid $5 for. So I'm only losing $5 a hand. Remember that table? I'm losing $25 a hand. Remember that 3-card table? I'm losing $20 a hand. So realistically here, I'm only losing $5 a hand. The preservation of wealth here is incredible, and you can also get a lot of points. Now, I played the bonuses, but I just want to talk about Let It Ride. Where was the game for Let It Ride? I put $255. I played for an hour, and I came with 180, so I only lost $75, and I got 224 points in the hour, which is 2.98 points per dollar lost. And I had consistent performance in this. This is where my money lasted the longest. I think that's the important thing. And it's also where, it's where you can just play the baseline game, and you've got pretty good odds. Honestly, the baseline game is going to pay you better odds. I'm talking about in the even money stuff down here. It's going to pay you better odds than that table or that table.
Well, a very good morning.
Give me a second and we'll get to the sucker bets. All right, so we've talked about the basic payout lines on this game. Let it ride. And remember, if you like your hand, let's say you get a pair of kings, pair of aces, pair of queens, pair of tens. All you say is let it ride, and you automatically get paid here, here, and here. You have to be a little bit sober to play this game, but it's not hard to remember. You just need a pair of tens or better. A pair of twos don't do you shit. 3 of a kind twos do you shit. So you got a pair of twos, and then a 2 pops up in that first box right there. Remember, the dealer's just dealing for fun. You playing with yourself at this table. You're not playing against the dealer. So it kind of works like the bonus in the other one, but you gotta think. You really gotta think there. You say let it ride. You're going to get paid out there. You got a pair of twos. You're waiting for another 2 there. If you don't have 3 twos, you don't have anything on this pay line. Now, if you got a pair of twos and because you're going to have 3 cards, you got a pair of twos and a 3, and you get a 3 there, then you have 2 pair. So that's the benefit of this game. So generally, if you don't have a pair of 10s, you're going to say, let it ride, and you take it back. You don't have a pair of 10s, pull it back, say, let it ride. Makes sense. That's how you want to play this game, but there's also a bonus up here. And this bonus is interesting. It is only the 3 cards in your hand. Again, if you're playing a dealer tip, you want to just get your $5 broken down into singles, put a single right there. That's how I play. I play for the dealers every hand. They have a communal. When you're playing for the dealers, you're not just playing for one dealer. You're playing for a bucket of all the dealers. They don't want no collusion, no corruption. No collusion. Donald Trump says no collusion. So you're playing for a pot that the dealers get. At the end of the day, you can't give a specific dealer specific money because that might influence the cards somehow. I'd like to bribe the shuffle master personally. But this 3-card bonus pays out with a pair. You get 3 cards, you get a pair in your hand. Hey, look, it's kind of like the trips bonus on the first 2 tables we were on. You got a pair in your hand, you get 1-1, so you get that same thing back. You got a hey, it's actually exactly the same as 3-card poker. Yes, this is just a derivation of the 3-card prime that we were playing at that you can preserve your capital at for longer. You got a flush, hey, you're going to get 3-1 on there. So all the same color, but the colors have to have the same shapes too, so there is no prime bet here. You got a straight, 6-1 up there. You've got 3 of a kind, 30-1 up there. You've got a straight flush, 40-1 up there. Hey, look, you know what's funny? I have to walk over and see, but I think those odds are kind of, this is the benefit of a closed casino. I can literally walk, I can sit anywhere I want. But, yeah, look, let's just compare. It's almost identical to the pair plus payout. Literally almost identical to the pair plus payout over here on 3 cards. Again, these are all very generally located right next to each other, which is kind of cool, yeah. fat wallet. Yeah, that's what happens when you do well in the casino. So you put your dealer tip chip, which would be a $1 chip, not a $5 chip, right there, and that's what you're playing. And this game is so simple it plays itself. All you have to remember is where you start is 10s or better. But guess what? There's a super sucker bet we've got to talk about now. That super sucker bet, again, you got a $5, you got a $10. That's insured by a third party. What happens is all the dealer's doing is confirming that you're playing the sucker bet. This thing is actually the sucker bet tracker. He's making sure you don't put a $1 chip there because that is an electronic magnetic super eye that every time you bet it, it goes up a little bit. And that's why, if you look here, that's why the $5 is so much larger than the $10 because nobody plays the $10 and it's not a good game to play. So if you put $5 here, you're playing the sucker bet. Unfortunately, Windows is being nasty to me today. So it's harder to see what the sucker bet was, but I'll put it like this. 2 pair, as far as I remember. Yeah, I can't make Windows go away notifications. 2 pair, as far as I remember, is about, that's like $20. Yeah, I know these now. So 2 pair is $20. That's 2 pairs, and you get paid also. Let's be very clear. You also get paid the 2 pair here. You get paid, you kind of get paid everywhere there. So you get paid on your 3 card, 3 of a kind. You'll get paid. So you start adding them up. Again, this is where time in the market beats timing the market. So let me open up the calculator app. Let's play 3 of a kind real quick just so I can kind of work out. If you remember, we worked out that $215 on the other table. Let's say that you get 3 of a kind and you're betting. So you've got 3 to 1. So you got $15 times 3. $45 is going to pay out there on 3 of a kind. 3 card bonus. If those 3 cards are in your hand, then you'll get paid out more, but let's just pretend that's not a thing. And 3 of a kind pays out $40 over there. So $125 on 3 of a kind, not in your hand. So 3 of a kind is 2 there, plus your hand, 5 card hand is going to pay out good. You just kind of have to wait around long enough for that payout. I've actually gotten in it, I think, twice while I was playing this game. And the preservation of wealth is just phenomenal, meaning how long you can sit around at this table and get points, because remember, you can still pull those back. Now these, you can't pull back. So you're betting on them for the sucker bets, because if you lose them, the house makes a lot of money. If you win them, the house pays a lot of money. And if you sit around long enough, I'm not saying throw all your money at it. I'm just saying overall, this is a time in the market versus timing the market. The longer you spend in the casino, generally, sorry guys, I'm gonna give the truth. Generally, the more money you're gonna lose, the longer you spend in a casino. But the idea is eventually, let's say you get a straight flush with those 5 cards, that's $5,000. Now that is a 1,000 to 1 multiple, so you would pay tax on a straight flush there. But 4 of a kind is 300 and something, and you don't pay tax on that. Royal flush with hearts, royal flush with others, those numbers it's all about hearts. For some reason, everybody has a heart on. Yeah, I said it. It's all about hearts. But this game is really quite a cool game. I like Let It Ride because it's great for the preservation of wealth. But I play these when I'm in different moods. Honestly, you're going to lose money in all games. Hold on, let me break down Let It Ride. I think I already did this. I played Let It Ride a few times for an hour at a time. And I brought $255 and brought it down to $180. So I lost $75, got 224 points in that time. I did $300 in, took $130 out. So that was a pretty bad showing overall. So I lost $170, 184 points per hour. But your points per hour really determine on how many hands come out based on how many people are playing right here. But realistically, I play all of these based on my mood. 3 card is fun. Not 3 card. Let It Ride is fun because you yell out, "Let it ride!" It's almost like, I like to say, there's levels of drunkenness to this game. What do I mean by that? I mean, what? Oh, I was looking for my $5 chip. Levels of drunkenness. If I'm not that drunk, I'm going to come over and play this game. This is a game I play every Friday night, every Saturday night when I'm not on the cruise ship, is Texas Hold'em. Very simple. You're playing the dealer, but the money here, like we said 2 days ago, the money here is not there. The money here is on these sucker bets. And you just have to have your preservation of wealth long enough for the sucker bets to hit. Hey, let's say I get a little more drunk, but I still want that community aspect.
Celebration
look.
family, a very good morning.
I'll be back in a second. All right, I'm back. So I'm perfectly sober, can make good life decisions. I probably shouldn't be in a casino, but if I'm perfectly sober, can make good life decisions. I am coming over, and I'm playing UTH, or heads up hold'em as they call it. I get a little more drunk. This table, all you got to remember is a pair of tens or better. Honestly, these work out to almost the same odds overall if you're playing all the sucker bets. Why? How do I know this? Because they're giving you about 200 points an hour for you to play minimum on all the sucker bets, essentially. They're giving you 200 points an hour. So you got to work for it. This one's about 300 points, Let It Ride. But all I got to remember on Let It Ride is a pair of tens or better. Now, if I'm getting real drunk, again, I got my fake chips here. If I'm getting real drunk, here's what I'm doing. If I just want to drink the pool water and have a good time, I'm coming over here. Have a good time, 3-card prime. And I now have all my chips. I'm putting $10 on Pair Plus. I'm betting $5. It's a $10 gas card. $5 on prime, $5 on all 6, and $5 on soccer bonus. And guess what? I don't even have to think. I don't have to look at my damn cards. The dealer could flip over my cards. I don't like playing slot machines because it's a mysterious box and I don't know the damn odds. Here in this game, I know the odds. Why do I know the odds? Well, because when I'm sober, I like to play this one. That's it. This is, look, let's assign them actual numbers, okay? This is completely sober to like 0.05, okay? Now, fine, I'm a big guy. Completely sober to like 0.08. Like, I can play this game right here when you shouldn't drive, but you're still not that drunk. So yeah, that's completely sober to the legal limit for alcohol intoxication. Because trust me, Ali, the bartender here on Celebration, I love him. He's an older guy, Eastern European, but he's better than all these little young fucks. So I love Ali. This one right here, this game, you could play a little drunk. What do I mean by that? You could play this up to like 0.12. Look, liver failure is also a serious disease, so I'm not saying to actually go as crazy as I am with. But you could play with Let It Ride up to like 0.12 because all you got to do is a pair of tens or better. But the one you have to be like not sober at all for is 3-card. Because you don't have to do anything. It's just a slot machine on a table. So you just put the bets exactly as they are. $10 here is what you have to play. You put $5 on all 6. You put $5 on prime. And you put $5 up on that sucker bet right there. Again, even if you're drunk, remember, blue light is bad. It's like Kmart. It's like the blue light special at Kmart. It's bad. But that's it. I can play this game till liver failure. I kid. But not at the same time, I don't. That's an overview of the 3 poker games on Carnival Cruises. I love poker. I really do. Poker's my friend. I play poker. I generally like to play player versus player poker, but I'm not playing player versus player poker with a 15% rake. They don't even have it on Celebration. I'm not playing it with a 15% rake on every hand because rake is a crime, always. I said rake. Rake is a crime, always. I hope you enjoyed this. If you got any questions, again, the math will be below my ins and outs because I want to share that with you. Over time, I didn't make money this cruise on those 3 poker tables. This is literally debarkation day. I didn't make money this cruise on those poker tables. I'm leaving the casino right now. I did make money on a slot machine, but I had a lot of fun, met a lot of friends, did a lot of shots because the community aspect of the table is great. And I love 3-card. If I'm gonna play a slot machine, I'm generally gonna play 3-card. I was playing 3-card, so I'm playing 3-card. They close the tables at 3. about 3:10. 3:10. I'm leaving the casino. I'm like, let me play a little $7.50 a spin slot machine, and I hit $15,000 on that slot machine. So the money on this cruise was made on slots, not on the table. Sometimes I'll make that $12.50 bet on a straight flush on Ultimate Texas Hold'em or Hearts or Heads Up Texas Hold'em or whatever the hell they want to call it. But that's the 3 poker games. This is Richard from No Pants Profits, and financial advice says don't ever go to a casino. That's what the financial advice says. If I'm acting as your personal financial advisor right now, but if you never go to a casino, you have to pay for your cruises. If you do go to the casino, generally your cruises come for free, or you've prepaid for them in the casino instead. This is Richard from No Pants Profits, walking back into the casino after I walked out, reminding you that when you wear no pants, there's only one thing you got left to lose. Why am I going back to the casino? I don't know. But when you wear no pants, there's only one thing you got left to lose, and that is your shirt. You got any questions? Post it in the comment below. If you want to send a little more privately, nopantsprofits@gmail.com. Until next time, I'll see you around.